this is episode 2 of my Xerath guide. I'll be covering his abilities and some combos you can use for each one. So first off, we're going to start off with this passive, Mana Surge. The idea with this, that each time you auto attack a minion or a monster, you restore 195 mana, while if you auto attack a champion, you read 390 mana. This is especially good because Xerath is a heavy mana user, especially all his abilities are skill shots, and you're basically spamming them 24/7 in laning phase. So really you want to use this active whenever it's up as much as possible. Your first priority should be auto attacking champions, but not to put yourself out of position in order to hit them. So if they have their full combo up, then you don't want to walk up and go for an auto attack while they do their full combo on you and you lose majority of your HP. You don't want to walk up if you have no vision up here or down here of the jungler, you don't know where he is. Really the time where you want to get the free auto attack off is when they walk up to last hit a creep. So let's say this ward right here is a creep and has 1 HP left. Instead has to walk up and either Q or auto attack it. You walk up and you just hit him once and then run away. And that's really it. During team fighting, you can always put a little auto attack in between, or even when you do your combos and they're stunned up, you can throw an auto attack in. Second is his Q ability, Arcano Pulse, which is basically like a giant laser. The idea is that you charge it up, aim, shoot. If you don't want to shoot it, you can't find anybody, just let it go away and you get half your mana back. This is Xerath's primary ability. I love it. Honestly, what makes him amazing. I see a lot of people playing unlock screen and they do this, but I like playing lock and unlock. So my idea is that I'll unlock and kind of walk up like this and look for people. A nice little thing you can do is called the flash Q. Just like that. Let me get a practice dummy out here. Let's put him right here. So if I'm right here, my Q won't reach. Let's say I'm back here. Just like that. Just flash Q. Pretty simple. Do it one more time. That's it. Now we're on to his W, Eye of Destruction, and the idea with this W is that if you hit them in the middle, it does more damage and slows you more, while if you hit them on the outside, it does less damage but slows for less. See there? So in laning phase, I like using my W to line up with Q, because it gives me this slow, especially on a matchup like Fizz and Katarina, where if they use their abilities to farm, then they're at a disadvantage and I can poke them, but if they don't, I can still poke them. So if Fizz is going up to CS, I can just walk away. If he has his ult up, then I would probably be back here and just go for a little spam like that. If it's Katarina and she uses her Q to farm and she doesn't jump to her blade, then see how I'm doing WQ and then I'm going to auto attack. Or you can even go do that. Get my Mana Surge passive off. Oh, another thing is if you have Arcane Comment and Mana Flow ban up and Mana Surge, you really want to use your Q just for poke. That's kind of my idea. So I get the, let's do it now. So I get the Mana Flow, I get the extra mana, and then I get Arcane Comment, and then I can either auto attack a creep or walk up anytime depending. Now we have Shock and Orb, which is Xerath's E ability. This is his stun. How it works is the closer you are to them, the less the stun for. So it's 5 seconds up here, while back here it's, let me see if I can find it. It's 2 seconds. Like yeah, right here. Place a ward there. So you go all the way back here and stun your target. This is max range for sure. So, back here, 2 seconds, up here, 0.5. Combo would be E, W, Q, like that. So you put E first, stun, W in the center, and then Q. Then what you can do is W, E, Q. Sorry. With W, E, Q, and you kind of cancel, if you notice, I kind of cancel abilities there. So I put W first, then I fire E and Q off at the exact same time. You can start with Q if you want, but I find it's easier, especially because I find a lot of players don't expect Xerath to go for the stun and then do the combo. I feel like they expect Xerath to play super passive, just poke and farm. But if you go aggressive and just full combo them, you actually do chunk them for a lot of HP, so it's very nice. Next we have ult. Oh, actually, wait, let me show you this. So another cool thing you can do with Xerath is the E flash backwards. Let me see if I can do it. There it is. So if I'm right here, let's say this is Zed or Rammus or somebody who's coming in hot on me, and if I go like this, they'll be stunned for 1 second. I have to run away. So if I go like that, they're gonna be up quicker. But if I go like that, then I'm already gone and I've saved already time. Because it's taken longer for me to go this Zed flash versus like that. And I think it does stun for longer. I think the stun does come out. Let me see. No, that was wrong. Don't look at that. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. You already seen it. I don't have to do it anymore. Next we have Rite of Arcane. This is his ult ability. I'd say it's probably his hardest ability to hit. Channels for a while, and you have to click arm again to shoot it. Like that. So, click R to use it, start it, and then click R again to use it. Usually what will happen when you start your ult is that they will really focus on sidestepping rather than doing anything else. So if this is a team fight, and that's like Kai'Sa, she'll probably focus more on trying to like juke you out than actually what's going on around her. So I find sometimes you can even just use this to zone them. Kind of like hold it for a while because it is up for a long time. So you just gotta hold it for a while, and they'll be doing this, trying to dodge your stuff like this, and then your teammates can just walk up and kill them. So the full combo would be something like that, and kite back and use another Q if it's up, and then all the resistance. And if you're confident in landing all your abilities, don't read that, ignore that. If you're confident in all your abilities, especially your ult, you can kind of ult from here. Usually, depending on who this is, they'll probably jump forward and try to kill you. Like this. The other thing to remember with this ult is you don't want to just zone out. So I don't want to be in the middle of lane like I am, and then just kind of throw my abilities off like this. Especially if someone's here, then they can just blow me up, and I'll lose all my HP and die. So that's all of his abilities. Now we're talking about max in order and what to start. So starting abilities, I'll probably go. I usually go Q W E or Q E W. I mean for my first 3 starts. But I sometimes go W against the matchup. So if I'm up against a Fizz or a Katarina or a Talon, where if they want to farm with their long range ability, like Talon probably will early on, and he can, but he won't last hit minions that well, so you can just walk up and get free damage. Plus W in the center does, what is that, 144, or Q does 125. So it does do more damage in the center, and it allows you to get a mana surge off after you use it too, because level 1 they won't have anything to really burst you down, so you just go like this and run away. Level 1's good against matchups like Fizz, especially. I've done it against Mordekaiser, but I mean, anything's good against Mordekaiser. Talon, yeah, I've started W against Talon, but usually 90% of the time it's Q, E to W, and I go E second just because, you know, we don't have any mobility, so I'm definitely afraid of ganks, especially at level 2. So if I'm over here and let's say I have a ward here, and I see Graves coming, I definitely just want to E and then run away. Especially if I can land the max range E. So if I'm here and he's there, and I land the max range E, then he's 2 seconds locked down. I can even get poked on. You always want to poke down the jungler, just because if he is low HP and your jungler has high HP, then he can potentially invade or fight or have scuttle control, and then you might come down and get a kill or whatever. And you just always want to hit the jungler whenever you can. So next I would do W, so I'd go QEW, then maybe get a full combo out, like that. Not that one, but that's basically the first 3 QEW. Then you want to max Q, so, and then you go now it really depends how the lane's going. If you're winning, I go W. Second is the one to max. But if I'm losing or even, and my bot lane or top lane or jungler is ahead, like almost just become a stun bot and go E second. But in this case, let's go W, and then E, and then obviously you put R in whenever, like 6, 11, and 16, I think it is, or 18. 16, I think. 6, 11, 16. That sounds right. And that's the max in order. So Q, W, E, or R, Q, W, E if you're winning in lane or even. If you're behind or your side lanes or jungler is ahead, then Q, E, W, R for maxing. And yeah, that's everything. I'll go for the combos every time. Get E, W, Q. Get E, W, Q. Throw in an auto attack first. Do E and Q at the same time. Or like cancel. Then the full one with some Oh, I didn't mention this. With his ult, at level 3 you only get 3 shots. At level 4 you actually get 4 shots. And at level 5 you get 5 shots. Now a good tip with this is that, sorry, level 1, 2, and 3. They don't expect you to have 5 shots because no one reads Xerath's changes. So some players, you can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, then hold it, last shot, and wait for them to stop sidestepping, and then throw it out and hit them. And then they'll type, "What the hell? How many shots do you have?" Super funny. So next, I'll be covering Xerath's ability, or sorry, Xerath's items, and what items should be built in depending on the situation. Hope you guys enjoy.